So this time we're looking at the MattyCollector.com Ghostbusters 6-inch, well, he's a little shorter than 6-inch, figure of Vinz Clortho, Keymaster of Gozer, or Louis Tully, played by Rick Moranis. First we're going to take a look at the back of the package. And it has this nice little desk theme, which I believe is the same for all of the figures. It's just the text and the picture here that changes. And so we have some nice little funny nods to the movie here. He's a minion of Vulgus, Zildrohor, Lord of Sibulia. Also, he's not the sharpest shub roasting in the depths of Slore. Gozer the Traveler, he will come in one of the pre-chosen forms. During the rectification of the Voldenai, the Traveler came as large and moving Torb. So let's take a look at the figure. The sculpt here is pretty accurate. I guess in certain light it looks more accurate than in other glasses here that are plastic. They're not removable. They're put into the side of the figure's head there. It's alright. It's not perfect, but it looks enough like Rick Moranis. Now the cool thing about this guy is that he comes with a lot of accessories. Far more accessories than most of the other figures come with. At least up until recently. They've started giving these guys more and more accessories. First up is a slice of pizza, which in the movie he holds to his face and sniffs funnily, and he can hold the pizza in his flat hand, and you kind of have to dummy it by tucking it down into his sleeve there to really get a nice grip on it. He comes with a bowl of popcorn, and we're supposed to be sniffing at it, or he sniffs at it in the movie as the popcorn turns. Now I think that would have been really cool if they had some kind of a feature where this was weighted so that as you turned this little thing, the popcorn would stay level. Yeah, it's just glued down on there, and so you have that. He comes with the Terror Dog head, or the hollowed out statue Terror Dog head, which at the end of the movie, spoilers if you haven't seen it, but who hasn't seen Ghostbusters? Fits right over his regular head, like that. And at the end of the movie, of course, he's found wandering around with this stone head. One more accessory, I guess you could say accessory, is his alternate head. And we'll just take off his regular head, and it is quite hard to do. It doesn't quite hard to switch these heads on and off, so I suggest that you find the head that you like and stick with it, because I don't know how long the peg is going to take the abuse. This head is the homemade brain scanning device that the Ghostbusters use to find out that he's possessed by the Terror Dog. And as you can clearly see, it is made out of a colander turned upside down. You know, I really think Rick Moranis' performance in this movie was just one of, on par with all the other Ghostbusters, and even a little bit overlooked by some people, I think. I really, really love his whole spiel when he's down in front of the Ghostbuster containment unit. Walter Peck and the other Ghostbusters are arguing, and they're pointing at each other, and he's mimicking them. Each, the actor William Atherton would point and go that, and he'd mimic him, and then one of the Ghostbusters would point, and then Rick Moranis would mimic them, and it's just a hilariously understated scene. If you're not kind of paying attention to what he's doing, you might miss it. So anyway, I'm going to put his original head back on, and we'll take a look more at the articulation and such. His head is, articulated really at the neck, but you can go left, right, forward, and back a little bit. Arms go all the way around here at the shoulder. They don't go close too far to the side, to his side there, because of the way the shirt is sculpted. I should take time now to point out the details on the sculpt itself. When the shirt opened up, the undershirt untucked and all askew, bunched up. The buttons and the stripes that are painted on the shirt. You see the cuffs and the cufflinks on his shirt. Even you can see the detail on his belt. If you look up there a little bit, very nice details on the shoes. Anyway, good. So back to the articulation. One point of really disappointment in the figure is the elbow joint. I mean, he still has the joint there, which can bend and rotate, just like all the other Ghostbusters. But it's fairly limited. I think they could have had this cut up further, or even given him a double joint. You could recreate the scene where he puts the pizza against his face. That's really limiting right there. Of course, the hand bends and rotates. The waist articulation here is a bit different than any of the other figures. It seems like it's on its own kind of ball joint here. You can get some forward and back motion, as well as side to side motion, and twisting right to left motion. The legs are pretty similar to all the other legs. Go forward, back, out to the side, bend at the knee. They kind of bend at the ankle just a little bit because of the sculpt of his pants cuff. But they have really great ankle pivots. Also, I forgot to mention that there's not really a way for him to really hold the bowl of popcorn. You kind of just have to balance it out and maybe try and get his hand in there. Nice attempt with the accessories, but they're no good unless you can display them with him. I mean, the most he can do is hold the pizza, and that's it. For the first really new sculpt in this line, I don't think there's not a part on him that they've used before. It's kind of a disappointment, since he can't really hold his two big accessories here. I mean, the saving point is the sculpt of the extra head and the rock statue Pterodog head. that fits over his regular normal head. You know, I would love to see a Dana from the first movie, maybe as the gatekeeper, since we have the Keymaster already, and a regular version of her, and maybe even a Ghostbusters 2 version of her, with, of course, the little baby Oscar. And not to mention, I'd like to see the villains from Ghostbusters 2. Vigo, of course, the Carpathian god, sorcerer god, and the Peter McNichol character of Janish. I think a great alternate figure would be the Janosch in his nanny getup when he kidnaps Oscar and he's flying around in that English nanny outfit. So anyway, I guess that'll be it for the Vinz Clortho Keymaster figure from the MattyCollector.com Ghostbusters line, 6-inch line. And stay tuned if they come out with more figures from this line that aren't the main 4 Ghostbusters. I'm sure to get them. So until then, I'll see you.